Hello, beautiful souls. This is Julie with Heartspace, and we're here looking at the energy surrounding you for mid-May. Before I get into the individual readings, let me do the collective poll. Mercury has gone direct, so we no longer have Mercury retrograde. Venus is going direct. And also the nodes of the moon are shifting from Pisces and Virgo into Aquarius and Leo. So having this shift for the next year and a half really means focusing on your destiny, focusing on your calling, focusing on your passion. What is it? What is that creative get up and go that you have always wanted to do but haven't done? This is going to be the time to start it, to allow it to begin, to allow it to grow within you. At the same time, use a foundation of community, use a foundation of thinking outside of the box to help you get there. Don't be afraid to be different. Oh, look at that. Just fall. Calling in the highest of light, the highest of energy to guide us on this collective reading. Now, if you don't want to listen to the collective part, I have below linked a timestamp that will take you directly to your individual reading. Okay, I'm going to fan them out today. That one. Okay. And the card is Vacuum Away Fear. Call upon Archangel Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based energy from you, your surroundings, the situation, and everyone involved. Don't be afraid to follow your destiny. Don't be afraid to follow your passion. This is the time to start it. This is the time to go forward. Even if it's tiny little steps, move forward on that inkling, move forward on that fire in your belly that is asking you to seek, to become more. Light the match. Let the light shine. So there's this interesting idea, that there's nothing to fear except for fear itself. But I heard this saying, probably in the last couple weeks, of, you've got nothing to lose if you give it your all. So why don't you try that? Give it your all. You have nothing to lose if you give it your all, because you've already given everything you have. So my collective, really do not be afraid to be you. Do not be afraid to be different, to think outside of the box and use that to create your destiny. We need you. Do not forget that. And on to our reading. Hello, Aquarius. This is Julie with Heartspace, and I'm here to talk to you about mid-May 2017. If you would like a personal reading, find me on Facebook, email me, or go to my website. Also, make sure to listen to your moon sign and your rising sign for added guidance. If you're not sure what those are, in the description box I have provided a website that creates natal charts for free. Alright, calling in the highest of light, the highest of energy to guide us on this reading, calling in the divine. What messages do you have for Aquarius for mid-May of 2017? What are the messages, energies, guidance for Aquarius mid-May 2017? Okay. All right. And the energy that's coming in from the beginning of May into mid-May is the Five of Wands. All right, so this is a feisty energy of conflict and arguments. But like I like to say with the Five of Wands, is these arguments are to build you stronger and to build your confidence in self and your confidence in being able to deal with these types of situations and get through them without, falling apart, without, losing your head, or going into like fight or flight. So the Five of Wands is a lesson that needs to be learned. So everything that's happening with this, it could be really small, but consider it like sparring. You are sparring to make yourself stronger, more agile, and ready for the true opponent. And we have the Fool, the Moon, Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, and the Hierophant. So this is interesting in that we have 3 major arcana, and then the other 2 are both nines. So that's pretty interesting. And nines are completion. Nines are a cycle is ending. It could be like one too many in a way. So this could be the end of a cycle for you. Okay, let's go into the reading. The Fool, right there, center. So this, I love the Fool in that it's just kind of an unknown, and it's also in a way, it can be considered your card. The Fool is related to Uranus, and Uranus is related to Aquarius. So having this here, it's like this kind of explosive energy. You just don't know which way it's going to go. You can be really excited about it, but the outcome is unsure, but it's exciting. And a lot of times Uranus explodes, but with a reason. It's never just out of the blue just for the sake of it. It's because it's a build-up, because things need to shift, because things need to be said and done. And it's also the beginning. It's the 0 card. So, having these nines here, it's like a new beginning, letting go. And we have the Moon. So this is, I do feel like for a lot of Aquariuses, the issue this month will be related to relationship, because having the Moon here is just being overly emotional to the point where sometimes you could go into depression. But also on the flip side too, the Moon causes the water to ebb and flow. So you could be overly in love too and just rampant with that. But the Moon does speak to finding that balance and understanding that your emotions and your shift with the tide, and that not to hold on to it and to let them go and to let it flow. And so that's why, the Fool could be here, is because you could be exploding with emotion and not know what to do with that. And in the case of relationship, I do feel like some of you might be stepping away from certain relationships because of too much emotion, because of too much feeling. Not saying that you break up, but just because you are working on that ebb and flow, working on going with that emotion, and sometimes it just becomes overwhelming and you have to step back. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles, and this is a wonderful card for career. So Nine of Pentacles is really, it once again, the 9, remember that it's kind of like a cycle is coming to an end, but this is a positive. This is a very lovely positive. It's enjoying where you are, enjoying what you have created, seeing the fruits of your labor, and seeing where your end goal is in sight. So career is, just keep up, and I've been getting that a lot actually with these readings lately. It's just keep up with it, keep up with what you're doing, because you're finally in a space where you can take a breath and pat yourself on the back. And if you're not, then I feel like you're going to get that sensation by the end of the month. And then Nine of Swords, and that's in abundance. Nine of Swords is do not be afraid. Do not be afraid to stand up for yourself. Do not be afraid to put somebody in their place too. So with the Nine of Swords, this is not a meek card. This is stand up, stand right, and act. If you don't, then you're going to get your head bitten off by a huge goose. All right, this is not the time to pull back and say, I don't want conflict. I don't want to deal with this. Aquarius, you have to stand up for yourself, stand up for your abundance, stand up for who you are, because if not, they will walk over you. So that's pretty cut and dry, huh? And then we have the Hierophant, and this is in the mind, body, soul connection. Pray, pray, sit in beauty, sit in love, sit in elegance, sit in earth, but find your spirit, find your guides, find your God, and talk. This is going to be what also kind of helps ebb and flow with the emotion, ebb and flow with your life, and up your gratitude. Because I do think there's going to be some unexpected things that happen, and I do, especially in relationship. Work is really well, but I think there's like another unknown that's happening. And with this Nine of Swords in abundance, I do get the feeling like it can be family related too, that maybe somebody falls ill quickly, or you have some kind of legality issue coming up. Maybe it has to do with a divorce, but it's iffy and it's out of the blue and it takes you by surprise. So call on your spirit guides. They're waiting for you to call on them. And remember to vacuum away fear. Do not be afraid. Okay, let's pull up the visionary cards just to bring it all together and some added guidance. The horse. Another sign got the horse too. All right. In ancient times, the old tribes lived at quite a distance from one another and had no way of connecting. One day a horse showed up at the tribal camp and lay down before the chief. The chief mounted the horse and was taken to the neighboring tribe. The meaning behind this card is that you are meant to cross limits, otherwise thought to be out of reach. The horse represents going beyond boundaries you would not normally cross. Cross those boundaries to find new passageways and reveal new ways of thinking. So yeah, the explosive and energetic new ways of thinking, the moon ebbing and flowing. And remember, do not forget your spirit. All right, Aquarius. If you would like a personal reading, find me on Facebook, email me, or go to my website. And remember, listen to your heart and the body will follow. Until next time, much love, joy, and blessing.